Hello, this is Sarah Callie Cox, and a day to be me. We have your co-host
Alexander Hodge.
and editor.
Kevin Gellinger.
Today we are going to be talking about you are the average of your 5 closest friends. First thing you need to do is surround yourself with people you admire. We become like the people we choose to expose ourselves to. It follows that you can accelerate your personal growth in whatever direction you desire by spending time with people who are already uh, who you want to become. That will infect you with the behaviors and attitudes that help them achieve their success, making it more likely that you will realize similar results in your life. So ask yourself, who do you spend the most time with? Who are the people you most admire? Are those two groups of people the same? And why not? Why or why not?
Hmm? Oh, so I want to go back.
Okay.
So I want to expand on this. This is deeply rooted into us. When children watch their parents, you know, they're eventually going to mimic some of the patterns and behaviors of the parents and the mindset of the parents as well. So this is deeply rooted into us, where our brains are really good at where finding out where we fit into the hierarchy. And so um, who we admire, and we try, and subconsciously we embody, if we start to hang out with people that we admire, we start to subconsciously embody those traits and mindsets. And this is why it's good to choose, to have the freedom to choose what friends you hang out with and being careful with who you pick. And I follow, and this also expands into following who we follow on social media, Instagram. I started following some veterans like Jocko Willink and Pat McNamara. And one of the things that I've embodied, that I started to work harder, and it made it easier for me to work harder because I was subconsciously embodying those traits that these veterans had. Now, like I try to outwork a veteran. It's a difficult thing to do. You know. Um,
hmm
but that those traits from these veterans. Speaking of which, happy Memorial Day, guys.
Yeah, happy Memorial Day, everyone.
Yes, yes, sir. God bless America. I love this country. So subconsciously we embody traits and things that we hang out with and read about and follow. Now, who do we admire? And then what kind of archetypes do these people follow? Like, are they more rebellious? So they like men going their own way, or are they more like servant or servile? Are they hardworking? Are they um, father figures, mother figures? Are they caring? These are the traits that people admire. And if we choose to hang out with people with those traits, admirable traits, and we embody the ideals, and we start to subconsciously mimic that on a subconscious level. All right, so carry on.
The two factors that determine how you're influenced. There are two factors that determine the extent to which your thoughts and actions are influenced by the people around you. The first is your consciousness and resilience as an individual. The second is the collective sum of consciousness of the people you are with. If you hang out with a group of successful, positive individuals who believe in taking responsibility for their lives, you will become a proactive individual who shapes his or her future. If you hang out with a bunch of pessimists who believe the world is out to get them and there is nothing worthwhile, you will start to descend into a pool of negativity at some point, even if you are initially a positive person. Now, with me, I do hang out with people who are successful, positive individuals. And one of my main benefits are like with Alex. I talk to him almost on a daily basis, and me and him, we can have different conversations that lead me to think, oh wait, light bulb went off. maybe I should try to incorporate this into my life, or maybe I should do this differently. And we talk, we hang out, and like it makes me become more proactive, whether he's striving for that or not. It still makes me become more proactive and shaping my life into the way I want to shape it. Now, Kev, he is very good with his technical stuff and his editing, his video editing and everything, and it makes me strive to, want to be able to eventually do what he can too. So I'm taking a bit from both of them to shape my life into something more proactive, more productive.
Yeah, because
And
sometimes I have ideas.
And there's something about that, like that's naturally built into us. We want to spiral upwards. There's something about that. In fact, that's an age-old question that religion has actually been trying to solve. We have a figure that is the ideal, God or Buddha, Christ, whichever you believe. He's an embodiment of all the positive, admirable traits of mankind, of the human race. So they put together this figure that embodies all of those positive traits to give people a guideline to follow. It's very interesting how that played out through history, and how we're almost designed to follow and to look for admirable traits and follow them and try to embody them in ourselves. It's almost like a natural process where to better ourselves and better the people around us. Once we master bettering ourselves, then we can actually coach, and people who are not as admirable, or probably not as on the higher part of the growth scale, and giving them up to speed. Once we've mastered our own self, and once we've mastered, then we can actually take a load and bear another load of responsibility of taking care of something else, like a child.
That's a lot of responsibility.
Yep.
I do it all the time, every day.
And not everybody can, even within their lifetime, be able to master that. And it's
Trust
really
me, it takes
actually not for a
time.
trait that I don't think it's something you can really master. You just got to learn. You just got to keep learning along the way.
You just got to keep adapting to every situation of the child.
Yeah, adaptability. And I think the adaptability also is with the 5 people that we hang out with. That helps us adapt into what do we want? Do we want to hang out with losers, or do we want to hang out with admirable people?
One thing I want to add is before I was talking about hanging out with a bunch of pessimists who believe the world is out to get them and there's nothing worthwhile. Well, I have honestly a few friends who like to beat themselves up and who like to, talk crap about themselves, saying, I did this, I'm feeling this way, this is what I did. And I keep telling them, this is how you can fix it. I'm basically throwing the answers at their face, but they're not accepting it. And it's really hard to be around those people, because my mind and my soul, I want to improve. I want to get farther in life. I don't want to be dragged down into a negative abyss that I used to exist in. And so when these people are being, hard on themselves like this and talking crap about themselves, I distance myself and I go to those friends and hang out with the friends who bring me up. I don't like that negativity.
And I think it's almost like a lifeguard. When somebody's drowning in their own negativity, you can throw them a rope, even approach them, but approach them with your foot out. Approach them with your foot out, because one person drowning, both of us drowning, fail. That's not going to happen. We're not obligated to sink with their ship. So, but I think once we master our own domain and our own mindset, that sure, we can throw a rope out, and if they grab it, great. If they don't, then okay, and you'll go but it leaves them the freedom of choice to follow an ideal, and if they don't, that's their choice. Um, I even I was let go of because I was in a spot where I was being a very pretty much an asshole. Pardon my French, but I was being a pretty negative Nancy. But I think part of it was purpose driven because it was in a relationship that I no longer wanted to be in the first place. So I guess part of that was on purpose, part of it wasn't. I was being such an a-hole, and they were the ones that actually had to let go of me. But I'm glad they did because I'm glad they were able to actually let go of me and detach. I'm like, yes, this is actually what I wanted. So I can actually climb back up my own dominance hierarchy and hang out with the people of the average people that I want to hang out with more. And, so it's almost like they had to let go of me to fall but I wanted that to happen so that I can climb back, go my own way.
One of the things that I want to mention about that is sometimes it feels good to have those negative Nancy's either let them go or to have them let us go. Whether
Yeah.
it's intentional or not, sometimes it feels good because you no longer have that burden of having to, care for them or be there for them. You don't have to have that burden in the first place, but with people like me, I'm very caring, I'm very kind, and I go out of my way to help people. Sometimes it's not needed and I shouldn't be doing it because it affects my
Yeah.
negative
Well,
health.
naturally, you are
Yeah,
an
I tend to do that too, a little bit overly too much.
you guys are empaths. I mean, Callie, you said before that you are an empath, and sometimes that concept can be a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah.
But then again, sometimes you don't to say like 5 years later, every 7 years our cells change. So who
Mm-hmm.
knows? They
But
might come back, and it's almost like, oh, welcome back, man. Come on in.
yeah,
Or
back to
if
what I
you choose
was
not to, then that's good too. So yeah,
back to what I was saying though, is sometimes it feels good to either let them go or have them let you go. Because you can go and create friendships with the people who will bring you up. And that's kind
yeah,
of one of the things that I want to do is, not exactly purge everyone from my life, just the negative people, the people who bring me down all the time. I want to completely clear all of that, maybe get back into being friends with them for a while, but go and be with the people who will bring me up because I want to be
yeah. And I
that
think also actively create
for me.
that. Also actively create that bridge so that they're looking at you as an ideal. Maybe they can revisit once they see where you're succeeding, and they'll revisit, or So that's why I'm big on when I burn a bridge, I don't burn it, I blow it up. But if I burn a bridge, there's usually a reason behind it. Um, so I guess what I mean by that is, we never know. Life, like, it's a mysterious thing, the future. We don't know what could happen in the future, and who knows,
One day to
the
the
got
next.
to be careful who we burn bridges with too. But but the way that we can figure this out is who do we admire and who do we not admire? Like, who is being a negative, you know, and then pick accordingly, and we have the power to do that.
Yeah.
Each individual has
Yes.
the power to do that.
Okay, now it's discussion time. I have
Yeah.
3 questions
Mm-hmm.
for both you, Alex, Kev, and myself.
Mm-hmm.
First question is, how have your friends and enemies shaped who you are?
All
Alex?
right. Want me to go first?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So with the way that some of I'm going to start with my friends. The way that my friends have shaped who I am, I am very open-eared to what they have to say. I'm very open-eared to what they're saying, but I'm also open-eared as to what my friends are doing. So, and when um when they're telling me something great is happening, then I'm happy and I'm right on. And then when they're telling something that they're going through a hard time, I'll take you out to the bar. Let's go treat ourselves for dinner or something. Something, a breakup, or my brother from another mother has a breakup. I'll treat you. Let's go. I'll get you out of this rut. If you need a break in your routine, so, and my enemies, I think about people like the Chads, the blonde hair, blue-eyed jerks. They shaped me to work harder. Like they shaped me, like if I have to work harder, because they don't have to work as hard for what they do. They're naturally gifted. Sure, physically, okay. In high school, maybe. Put you out in the workforce. Let's see how you do then. So this encourages me to work harder. Like if I have to work harder than say the Chad or my enemy, fucking A, let's go. Because if I have to work harder than you, guess who's going to have more skill sets when things hit the fan? Who's going to have more mental and physical toughness than say the enemy, the Chad, the blonde-haired, blue-eyed son of a bitch that I couldn't beat in, say, sports in school, right? They seem to have had it all together, right? No, I come to find out that once they're in the workforce, some of them have fallen apart like a cheap suit, and they had to actually go into debt or go to college, and their focus is off. They're not making money. Some of them are. Some of them make it. Some of them do make it, where they went to college and they have a family of their own. But yet they're still kind of my enemies because this. Okay. Even better, if they hate me for some reason, good. Watch me go. Watch me go. I own a house, motherfuckers. Pardon my French again. Sorry about that. So, I mean, and who owns apartments? I'm coming for you.
Okay.
So that shaped who I am.
How have your friends and enemies shaped who you are?
I'm really open-minded. I try to take information from everybody, even if they aren't my friends, because I try to collect information like a computer and sort it out like literally a computer sorted out what is good, what's bad, highlighted everything. It literally works like a computer.
Nice.
My enemies, I just hope someday they can learn from their lessons and slowly shape into a better self and try to get better and not fall into the same negative routine. Anybody.
So you're hoping that your enemies will grow like you have,
Yeah.
getting them to be the average of like you and their other enemies or friends and all that. So that's really cool. It's actually
Yes, I'm really a supportive person. I really care about everyone. I really want them to have a better
Really cool
life.
attitude. That's a really good attitude to have, dude. Dude, that's
Yeah.
cute. Even your enemies. You're a better human than I am. Because
I tend to
I'm
sometimes
looking
think,
to out-compete my enemies. I'm looking to actually out-compete them. So
yeah, everyone's different.
that's true. Yeah,
okay,
you're
so,
better human than I am for that on that side. That's awesome, dude.
okay, so my turn. My friends have shaped me. So like Alex, Kev, you guys are my main friends. Like, you guys are my closest two friends. You guys are the ones that I talk to the most, aside from Sam and Colleen. You guys have shaped me into who I am by being there and like giving me advice on like, this is how it's going. I mean, if I were you, this is how I would do it. And Alex, you were so successful. I mean, as you said many times, you own a house, you have a job, you're making bank. I mean, you this stuff.
But I want to mention this though to those how many like times those little micro failures that I've had that I've learned along the way. And I'm still going. There's still things. There's a lot that I don't know. So
And that's one of the things
Same with me.
that's one of the things that I really admire about you, because no matter what stands in your way, you keep going. And that's another thing that I'm trying to integrate within myself is, something happened, keep going.
That's what I learned from my.
You have definitely had a lot of influence in my life.
Oh, and so have you. So actually, Callie, I think one of the influences that you've had upon me is my integration and recognizing the devil on my shoulder. Recognizing the devil on my shoulder and actually integrating that shadow into my personality so I don't have to like stuff it in the corner. Don't have to stifle the devil within me. No, I actually recognize that I've got an anger there and I've got to deal with it, So you've really helped me with that. So you've helped me with that too. And see, this is what it's about. It's about that reciprocal spiraling upwards of the 5 friends that we hang out with. So,
So my enemies have shaped me. I have quite a few enemies, and this question kind of ties along with number 2. Think about your most supportive people versus your most non-supporting people. How have they shaped you into who you are? Like, these questions are really similar. My enemies, the people who I count as enemies, are people who do not support me. The people who are trying to fight against me. The people who are trying to stand in my way while I'm trying to be successful. Those enemies have shaped me into who I am because of my future goal. I want to be able to look those enemies in their face in 5-7 years and say, thank you for not believing in me. Thank you for not helping me, because I couldn't have done this without you. Because when somebody doesn't believe in me, I push 10 times harder to get it done.
Woo! That's like Michael.
As Naruto says,
level.
Believe it.
That is like Michael Jordan level competitiveness, Callie. That is like Michael Jordan level. You know how much of a psychopath he was? Holy cow!
Callie, that's Space awesome. Jam.
Yeah, he made a lot of little kids cry with his success. So yeah, Callie, that right on. So.
Okay, so we're gonna skip to number 3 because number 1 and 2 kind of go hand in hand with each other. Yeah. Number 3 is, how have you shaped yourself into who you are? Alex, we'll start with you.
Gotcha. And this is pretty straightforward for me because I'm naturally introverted. When I started to read, I remember 5th grade, I started to read, was actually finally, connection was made where I was finally literate. And man, I took advantage of that. I started reading like DK Multimedia, dinosaur books, and about like prehistoric North America and little documentaries. And I've learned a lot of vocabulary in that time that shaped me into how I speak. So my speech is pretty well put together, I think, as a result of that. But that delay in my literacy may have helped me in that regard. Also, like I can handle. I like being alone. I can handle being alone. So I'm no man's an island, but I can handle it. So I can shape myself into who I am from reading Carl Jung. I read psychology. I listen to Jordan Peterson. I watch workouts from military veterans like Pat McNamara. Man, he's got a heck of a gym. Go check out his Instagram. You'll see what I'm talking about. He's got a driveway gym. Man, I want one.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, bodybuilder.
Yeah, and I come to realize that when I watch these people on YouTube, and now I don't watch video gamers as much as I used to. Like, I don't watch Markiplier. I don't waste my time with Markiplier. But it's also a matter of what am I wasting my time on, and what can I dispense with? Like, what can I dispense with that I'm actually wasting my time on? And that's helped me shaped me into who I am as well. So, so I watch those. Jocko Willink, I followed his stuff for the past couple of years. And I think diet as well. I think diet played a role in this too, because the stuff that I was putting in my body and at what time shaped me mentally as to who I am as well. So I can actually kind of starve myself for like 20 hours. Like if I get into a pinch, I don't have to eat crap. So say hypothetically, if I'm on an airplane going somewhere, I don't have to eat what's on the airplane. It's crap. I mean, I'm sorry. Sorry to aviation and aviators out there, but I'm sorry. But I think there's some airliners that from back in my day, airliners anyway, so I could put myself through those harsh situations and exercise too. Every now and then I'll take a cold shower to see what I can tolerate. I used to run in the snow when I was gearing up for skiing, and this stuff shaped myself into who I am now. So I'm pretty decent at not having to hang out with people per se to shape me into who I am today. I think I can do that self-sufficiently, and I can choose who I hang out with to associate myself with and who not to. It made that a little easier for me.
Okay. Kev,
Mhm.
how you shaped yourself into who you are?
Well, I'm also what you call an otaku, which is similar to an introvert, but they're addicted to anime and video games and manga.
I know what that means. You're definitely a otaku.
Yeah, it's also called huh, hikikomori disease. It's very
Hikikomori.
common in Japan.
Huh. I'm gonna look this up after the podcast.
So,
But
go ahead, Kev.
yeah, a lot of things shape me. Certain people I've been around or hang around and talk to the most, and meeting new people. If we start talking more and more, that also really shapes me, and I try to learn lessons from them to help me. But having brain damage, it's kind of harder to get through
Yeah.
because,
And you were saying you were raised on technology, so you were
yeah,
raised on learning from technology. So go ahead and
the
expand.
early stages of technology in the 90s and early 2000s, yes.
Yeah.
I always used to read the lines of text in every video game, like RPGs and that too.
Yep.
I
Um,
learned a.
Right on.
so
Mhm.
I have shaped myself into who I am by researching. That is my biggest strong suit, is researching. If I want to learn how to, you know, stop stimming from like a disorder I may have, or how to just different aspects of my personality, how to stop doing one thing, how to integrate this into myself, how to integrate that into myself, and slowly change it into habit to where it becomes personality based. Research is my biggest friend, whether that
I overly researched too.
whether that be listening to podcasts or reading online or watching YouTube or practically anything. I read blogs. I look into self-help articles and all that. So research is my biggest friend in shaping me into who I am.
Yeah, I also do a lot of that. I overly research until I combine all the right facts in my brain
Now
like a computer.
you researched your way into building a website.
Hmm.
Yeah, you researched your way into knowing how to do
I
that.
learned how to do that in school. I learned from a book, Coding
Well, I'm
HTML.
almost into my 30s and I still don't know how to do that. Damn it. I gotta research more.
Yeah,
I
now
think
we
what
have
really helps
HTML5.
is
Every day to research at least 3 hours.
I do it almost every single day. It doesn't matter with
I
me.
had 3 hours to
I'm
spend.
always researching alone in my room.
Yeah,
Even when I'm playing video games,
Mhm.
I'm constantly on it. I just
that's pretty cool.
hammer it into my brain.
So Callie, so what else have you bring it back around to Callie?
Hmm. Reading. I
Yeah.
read books. I'm a huge fan of reading and writing, and along with taking on writing the blog and doing the podcasting, I also learn by voicing, what I have learned. So sometimes I'll forget what I've learned, but when I'm on the podcast or I'm writing about something, I'm like, oh yeah, and then it sticks better.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
when it comes to like my time management, I can't sit around for an hour to read or research to that extent. I could probably research for half an hour, bits and pieces here and there, which is kind of how I play it. So yeah.
Me, I do it every day. I'm always alone in my room. It's just a habit for me.
Right on.
okay, well, it was nice speaking with you guys. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. As our motto says, love yourself, be yourself, take care of yourself. This is Sarah Callie Cox at A Day to Be Me with your co-host,
Alex Hodge,
and editor,
Kevin Gellinger, and happy Memorial Day, everyone.